Hey, it's Science11 with part 2 of What If There Was No Gacha for Rare Blades in Xenoblade 2. So I'll be going over the rest of the blades now, about where they could be found if there was no gacha mechanic for obtaining rare blades and it was just common blades from the gacha. And all the rare blades were found through quests or other means, like Shiba or Praxis already are. So I forgot one in part 1, forgot to include Percival, who would be obtained in Garfont Village. Percival could be obtained by having Vandam give it to you as a core, give the core to you, explain that it's one that he got after dealing with a mercenary job. That would add a good bit of character to Vandam himself as well as Percival, since we already have Percival's backstory, so we could just add Vandam into it and make Vandam more legendary. Could have it where Vandam gives you the core as you're setting off for Fransamima. Now for more Ardain, there is only one I can actually think of for having it obtained in more Ardain, and that is Newt. So we can have Newt obtained at Hardhay Dock, or not necessarily the dock, but the area over here or something. Because Newt's quest already goes in that area, but I don't really remember much about Newt's quest. I think it was just a generic military training thing. So instead of that, why don't we have a quest about a traitor in the military? They're really, really into military stuff, and that would explain Newt's personality. They could be someone from the... I forget the name of it, but the rebel group. So it could also tie into that whole quest line. Just add a new quest into that quest line about the rebel group in Moradane. Have it be a traitor in the military, high-ranking person. They have Newt. You have to fight them. Once you beat them, you get Newt. And that's really it. Just have another blade obtained from defeating an opponent like Praxis and Theory already are. I think that would be very fitting for Newt. Make her quest more interesting. Actually, yeah, if you have her obtained that way, then you could still have her quest normally, I guess, anyway. But actually, you could just have her obtained from the quest with Jack, I think it was. Yeah, you could just have her obtained that way. You wouldn't even need to make a new quest because you already have that quest line. Just have her obtained from that quest line, actually. Very, very easy to have her obtained from that quest line. Next up, blades found in Letheria. So these are all going to be simple for Letheria blades. First off, at either harbor, it doesn't even matter which harbor, could be the starting one or the ending one, but you could just find Electra in a chest somewhere. Electra doesn't need anything important, just have her obtained randomly. Gorg can be found at one of the low islands. It would make sense to have him actually have him obtained from a unique monster. Once you beat the unique monster, it drops Gorg's core. So we already have a unique monster in the area. I think down there at that island, or one of the islands around here, there's a big fish. So just have Gorg obtained from defeating that unique monster. The one that's required for Mithra's chart already. Gorg would be fitting for being obtained from an aquatic unique monster, because we already have Wolfric, who's obtained from a unique monster, sort of. I mean, it's technically not a unique monster, but any monster that obtains a core and actually becomes a driver monster is a unique monster outside of that one that you fight in the story, which doesn't actually have a unique monster name. I mean, it's a boss, so basically the same thing as unique monster anyway. So just have Gorg obtained from the big fish unique monster you fight here. Was this the wrong island? Okay, maybe it was this island. I think it's this island where you find it. But either way, just have him obtained from that unique monster. And then lastly, add a Turkin unique monster somewhere around here or wherever the Turkins are. Have Finch obtained from a Turkin unique monster because it would make sense that she was bonded with a Turkin. In more ways than one. Next up, Tantal. So there is a unique monster in here. We could have Dahlia obtained from that. Also, Dahlia would be a ring healer blade that looks nothing like what she actually looks like. She would be made more rabbit-like because Dahlia is the worst looking thing ever. And there's not enough ring blades. So, going off of what we talked about in the Blade Buff series, Dahlia would be a ring blade, be more rabbit-like, like Pan from Fire Emblem Awakening. And you'd obtain her from that unique monster there. Oh, not that one. Actually, there's a more fitting unique monster for that, and that is the Pt.2 that you find in Pt.2's Haunt. So have Dahlia obtain from that. Have that thing drop the core for Dahlia. With having Dahlia be the blade of that unique monster. And then lastly, in Theosaur, we could have a zombie attain just from someone selling her. Someone could be selling her, saying, they don't want this, anyone please take it, and you just buy her there. Because no one wants a zombie. Could also be a sneaky salesperson kind of thing, where they're trying to get it off to whoever will be tricked into buying it. But either one works. Next up in Temperantia, Xenobia can be obtained in the Jagron Citadel. Not from a unique monster, but just found as a core lying around there. Because this would be very fitting with Xenobia, that she had her previous driver try to take her there to fight strong monsters, and it didn't go so well. So have Xenobia obtained as a core somewhere around here in the Jagron Citadel. You already get the Prion chips, I think it was Prion chips, found here by getting into it early, by sneaking along the wall. So in that same chest that you get the chips, you could also get... Oh wait, I actually never got them on my main file? Really? Huh. So have Xenobia obtained from that same chest. Now for the last one, this will be going into some late game spoilers, so you can come back to this if you're not done with the game. Just come back to this part later on if for whatever reason you're watching this without having finished the game first. So for those who don't know, there is an illustration made by Cosmos and Telos' artist, just a headcanon illustration, nothing official, of them falling from the world tree from someone that tried to climb it. So why not make it official? Have Cosmos and Telos obtained at a view of a lost time in this chest here. Both of their cores, Cosmos and Telos, obtained right here as the final blades that you would get. Because Cosmos needs an easier way to be found. This was also one of the things that I mentioned in that original blade availability video. And basically the thing that inspired this whole video was just the idea of putting Cosmos somewhere like Cassandra is found. So, just have Cosmos and Telos found in one of the hardest to reach spots because of how many field skills it takes to get up here. So that is it for where all the blades could be found. If there was no gacha mechanic in Xenoblade 2, well, no gacha mechanic for rare blades, the gacha mechanic could stay for common blades. Every rare blade covered in some way on where you can find them. And also the New Game Plus blades, I forgot to mention those. They could just be obtained after you first defeat them. In the case of the ones that they don't actually die until right near the end, Akos, Betroka, you could just have them obtained after you first defeat them, or after you defeat them with their blades that kind of... Oh wait, no. Have them obtained in Tantal. You could have them obtained in Tantal in New Game Plus after you fight them all. That would be a fitting place to have them obtained. And as for their blades, like Abrona and Sever, they could be obtained after you destroy their cores. So that is it for where everything could be found if there was no gacha mechanic for the rare blades. I'll be continuing with the Blade Buff series with katanas next, and eventually doing a follow-up on shield hammers. Probably I'll finish off the series with follow-up on shield hammers. So, see you next time!